Now, you also mentioned you've got another game that's coming out. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. Bad Decisions is a simpler game. Kitsune is a pretty mechanically intense one. Bad Decisions is more of a party game.
Okay.
It's in the same genre as games like Snake Oil and Apples to Apples and Cards Against Humanity. And it's got a Mad Libs sort of style of play where when you get a prompt card, it's a sentence with parts that you want to replace. And those are color-coded and labeled to correspond with the Fool, Crisis, and Bad Decision cards. And so when you draw one of those prompt cards, it's going to have those in different orders in the sentence, depending on which card you drew. And you're going to play the first two replacements. So you might play the Bad Decision and the Crisis, and then everybody else plays the third element that needs to be replaced in the sentence. So in that case, these two guys would be playing the Fool. So basically, whoever's turn it is, they get to set up the joke, and everybody else has to give a punchline.
Can you give me an example?
Off the
Since
top
you've
of my
got two
head.
fools next to you.
So off the top of my
Cool,
head.
I'm no longer in crisis.
Off the top of my head, the theme of the first set of Bad Decisions is newsflash. So all of the prompts, which we actually call the teleprompter deck for this set, are based on news headlines. So
You'd be surprised at some of the stupid stuff that is actually in the news.
And a bunch of the actual cards from especially the Crisis and Bad Decision decks are based on actual news stories that I looked up on stupid news resources. Because there are an amazing number of stupid things that people actually do.
Very true.
So one of the headlines would be new online opinion poll about Fool's reaction to Crisis. Let us know, would you have Bad Decision? And then the cards I set it up with might be
a vague, menacing.
New online opinion poll on a vague yet menacing government agency's reaction to women protesting rape culture shutting down the Mumbai business district. And then these two would have to give me what bad decision was made in response to that.
Like shooting everyone who's to blame.
Sure, we'll go with this one. Riding an ambulance, sans pants.
All right.
And then I would choose which of those things I think it's funnier that the vague yet menacing government agency did in that situation.
Riding the ambulance pantless, or shooting everybody
Who's to blame?
who's to blame.
Considering it's rape culture being protested, I'd go with mine, but I just might be prejudiced.
I could go with either of those things depending on the day.
It would be a significant bad decision.
Indeed.
Either way.
But yeah, all of those things are in fact cards in the game. There's the shot those responsible, as well as the hitching a ride on an ambulance pants free.
Shot yourself, causing yourself bodily harm in order to avoid going to jail.
I like one of the promo cards,
Let's see.
which is a crisis. That raccoon asking for a guy's leg.
Oh, right. I read that one.
The raccoon saying he needs that guy's leg. Shout out to a certain popular film.
If you haven't seen it, you damn well should.
We also had we had two other promo cards that we did for this convention. One was a fool of a cyborg fursuiter with obnoxious LEDs, and the bad decision of uploading the subject's consciousness but running out of memory space for morality programs.
Oops.
Oops, that is bad thing.
How are you doing today?
Because I'm a potato.
Hey, what does that smell?
That would be the deadly neurotoxin.
All righty then.
So yeah,
Tastes like joking.
Bad Decisions is one that we've gotten a lot of excited responses from game stores about, because it's the kind of game that's going to have a much broader appeal. Kitsune is very appealing in its niche, which is hardcore gamers who like the strategy, anime fans and furry fans who like the characters. But for all that, it's a niche game. And I'm okay with that. I recognize that I was pandering to my own niches. Bad Decisions, on the other hand, is the kind of game that people who don't even self-identify as gamers are probably going to end up playing because it's got that wide spectrum of appeal.
Right.
With Kitsune, I like both games. With Kitsune, I want to sit down with my friends and stuff, and I want to, like, talk back and forth and, do strategy and stuff like that for like an hour and a half. That's what I'm going to do a full game Kitsune, because it's going to be really nice and fast-paced and good. But if I just want to sit down and joke with you for like around half an hour or so, that's when I'll make a bad decision.
Okay.
Earl,
I really hope you make some bad decisions in a couple months.
after all, who doesn't mind making fun of people for doing stupid things?
And trust me, there's a lot of stupid things to make fun of.
Oh yes, the whole concept of the game actually came up when Dad and I were at the breakfast table complaining about some of the stupid things in the news, and Mom made the twin observations which eventually led to her and I developing the game, which were, one, that there is an infinite supply of infinite supply of stupid in the world.
Exactly.
Dad dubbed this Susan's Law. And two, that these situations have some common elements. You always have some stupid person reacting to a crisis situation badly. And that turned into fool plus crisis equals bad decision. So eventually that turned into a game. And my mother, Susan Price, actually has about a 50% development credit on bad decisions because she and I both put a lot of work into it.
Very cool. So working with your mom on it, and you're good friends here.
Yep. These two are my convention sales team, and the core development team at Diamond Dust Dreams is myself as the game developer, my mother as the editor and president of the company, and my brother as the art director.
Very cool. And I've noticed every time I walk past the table, you guys were busy with your demonstrations and such. So
Yes.
Yep.
So Harry does an excellent job at dragging people over there, and
Thank you very much.
Scott, you were doing a wonderful job of teaching, and from the sounds of it, Ian, you were doing a wonderful job of collecting the price.
Well, we managed.
Sorry.
I've never heard a Price is Right joke in my life. I do kind of like Bob Barker, though. But the...
Just don't spam new to your Kitsune.
No, that would no. But yeah, the con went really well for us. We, despite it being slightly smaller than anticipated, we managed to justify our investment in coming here. So
Yep.
we're definitely going to be back next year.
Excellent.
And to all the people who helped us for reality, thank you very much.
Indeed.
Yep, beautiful, well-run convention for a convention of its size. It's got elements that you wouldn't expect at a convention smaller than like GenCon.
I definitely
Oh, yeah.
want to come back next year. Wouldn't you agree?
They were very ambitious with some of the things that they tried, some of which their reach exceeded their grasp just a little bit because they were inexperienced, but they were reaching out to some people who had more experience running conventions than they did and taking their advice, and it showed. So I look forward to next year because I think that they will take the lessons from this year as lessons, and I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I
Only
agree.
way to go is up.
Yep, the way the con was a game embedded within the con.
It was awesome. I love that.
That is something that I've heard of from a couple of gaming conventions, but it's never been done at a furry convention
Yeah.
before.
You know, GenCon has a number of games that are salted throughout the convention. You know, whether it's collecting different items or collecting different words for puzzles or solving puzzles, but
One time a female ninja backstabbed me with a crossword puzzle at an anime convention.
a female ninja stabbed you with a crossword puzzle?
Yeah.
That's similar, but not quite the same.
Yeah.
I guess that could be kind of an ARG event.
But yeah, GenCon has all kinds of ARGs riddled throughout it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there have been some other smaller than GenCon like gaming conventions that have done a con-wide ARG. I think OwlCon down in Texas has done that a couple times. That's one at Rice University, I think.
Could well be.
And
This is the first time I've ever experienced anything like that, though.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
loved it.
It was great. It was,
Yeah.
and from beginning to end,
Oh, yeah.
it was an experience.
yeah. I
worth
want to see them
it.
develop that concept more and refine it in,
Oh, yeah.
in their execution of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for spending this time with me, and thank you so much for showing up for the convention and demoing your game. Lots of people were thrilled to play and thrilled to be able to buy it. So, thank you
for
so
the
much.
chance.
Indeed.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
And from For Reality in Cincinnati, Ohio, this has been The Weird Review. Thank you so much.
Weird.